Colby Covington makes his return on short notice this weekend at UFC Tampa. He's going up against Joaquin Buckley. Today, we are going to give a breakdown and prediction for Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. This was not the original main event. We're going to break it down and give an official prediction, so stick around to hear my thoughts. I'm Wyatt, and this is Fight Society. Before we get into the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. All that good YouTube stuff. It really helps me out a lot. If you want access to bonus content and you want to help support the channel, become a channel member. There's a link in the description of this video, or you can click the join button on our channel homepage. Thank you very much. Back to the video. Colby Covington is appearing for the first time since his loss to Leon Edwards back at like UFC 296, I think it was. It was December of 23. So he took an entire year off. Many of us were thinking he just retires. But what happened was Colby Covington wanted to actually come back and fight Shavkat in the UFC 310 main event once Belal Muhammad pulled out. The UFC, according to Colby Covington, said, okay, cool, thanks. And then they decided to go with Ian Machado Gary as Shavkat's opponent at UFC 310. So the UFC apparently came back to Colby and said, well, you want to fight? Now we need this new main event against Buckley on December 14th because Ian Gary was originally Buckley's opponent for this fight, and they moved him up a week to fight Shavkat. Now, if this fight was 3 years ago and it was a different Colby Covington, I would have a very, very different answer for you on how this fight's going to go. But Colby's been out for a long time. Buckley has 3 wins this year, if I'm not mistaken. He beat Alex Morono, Nursultan Ruzaboyev, and then he knocked out Wonder Boy. So this is 4 fights and potentially 4 wins in 2024 for Joaquin Buckley. Just a huge surge up the welterweight division. And the reason I'm concerned for Covington in this fight is, one, he's very undersized compared to Joaquin Buckley. Colby Covington could be at 155. He cuts almost no weight. He's about the same size as guys like Dustin Poirier. And Joaquin Buckley was a middleweight, so he's a very physical, muscular welterweight. And he was like that at middleweight too. He was just short for the division and he moved down, but that strength and power has still carried. He just KO'd Wonderboy. On top of that, so there's the size difference, but on top of that, Covington flat out said he doesn't want this fight and that he feels like the UFC kind of duped him into it and that he doesn't want this. Buckley doesn't do anything for his career, all that type of stuff. You know, this is typical gamesmanship from Colby, but also Colby really doesn't seem to want this fight, and based on how random the matchup is, it kind of makes sense. In regards to this fight, personally, I think that Colby Covington, given the short notice, the physical difference between these two fighters, and the fact that Colby doesn't really seem to want this fight, I think this all bodes very badly for Colby Covington. Buckley's, and also their activity. Colby's been very inactive. He's had basically 1 fight every year and a half or so for like 4 years now, and Buckley's fought 4 times this year. This will be his 4th fight. I think what's going to happen is Colby is going to get absolutely steamrolled. I hope that's not what happens. I think Colby winning here would be pretty fun, but I think Colby's going to get steamrolled, actually. I think Joaquin Buckley is going to be way too strong for him. I think he's actually going to take Colby down in the first round, finish the round on top, and then round 2, Colby's going to be having his hands down, worried about the takedown, and Buckley's going to hit him with something really hard up top. And Colby's going to end up getting KO'd or TKO'd from a big shot from Joaquin Buckley. And then Buckley calling for somebody like an Usman or a JDM or even the winner of Belal and Shavkat actually makes some sort of level of sense. Joaquin Buckley could be fighting for a welterweight title in 2025. Especially if he wins this and if maybe one more after that, for sure. So I think Joaquin Buckley gets a 2nd round KO after getting some takedowns in the 1st round. So that's how I think this fight goes. You guys let me know your thoughts down below. I think if Colby loses, this is definitely retirement for him. He's like 37 now. But if he wins, he's for sure the only thing that'll keep him around after a win is another title shot. So we will see, but you guys let me know your thoughts down below on the main event for this weekend's fight night in Tampa. I'm Wyatt. This is Fight Society. Thanks for watching this video. Please make sure to like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. It really helps me out a lot. If you want access to bonus content, become a channel member today by clicking the join button on our channel homepage or the link down below this video. If you're interested in some non-MMA content from me, go check out my podcast, What's Up Bro, with Wyatt and Bo. in the link down below. Go watch this suggested video, and I'll see you next time.